a tough shot maker. One of the fun things I love watching about her is her ability to make and take tough shots at a high clip.
First all-time meeting between the Gamecocks and Grand Canyon, and South Carolina controls the tip. Running the show, the redshirt senior, Raven Johnson. Averaging 79.1 points per game a season ago. First possession and one.
You see right away Tania Latson getting after it, getting to the middle of the floor, using that screen, getting that paint touch.
Preseason first-team All-American, preseason All-SEC second-team member. Led the nation in scoring a year ago. Edwards comes down with the rebound. Another opportunity here for the Gamecocks. And they're going to bring in some size, Faith Carson. Let's take a look at Coach Staley in her 18th season, three-time national champion, 2017, 2022, 2024. John, she's hoping for 2026 this spring.
Yeah, I've got a theory, man. When they lose a season before, they end up winning the national championship that next year around. They have a run-it-back mentality.
In the corner, that was Raven Johnson. Her first three-pointer of the season. It's a 5-0 lead for South Carolina. And now down 5, John. Grand Canyon gets their first possession.
Yeah, and a lot of that came from South Carolina being ultra-aggressive in that paint area, creating second chances, getting to the free throw line. And as you see now, they are in the open floor.
Oh, what a move from Latson. It's a 7-0 run to start the game. Defense locked down early on for the Gamecocks. 10 seconds for man. Gets around Ocote, finds Carson inside. Good looking bucket for Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Faith Carson saw her come off the bench. She was the first sub for Grand Canyon. Brings size 6'4" from Buchanan, Michigan. Speaking of size, here's Ocote. Soft touch.
That's one thing Ocote's going to bring to the table. When you see defenses start to wall up right around that SEC line, you have to have post players that can bring them out of that area to be able to knock down that shot.
How about that move from Anissa Jeffries, senior forward, but in her first year playing college basketball, coming from Mexico, John?
Yeah, that's because she's a pro. She was a pro before she got to Grand Canyon. She really knows how to score the ball and is fearless out there on the floor.
Johnson directing traffic. In the corner, it's Johnson.
To protect the basket from South Carolina's interior. But Raven Johnson is making them pay, obviously on both ends of the floor.
Tania Latson, an 82% free throw shooter a season ago. She has double-digit points, John, in 86 of her 93 career games. Grad guard from North Omaha, Nebraska, Laysia Douglas. She'll fire away. Got it.
Yeah, Laysia Douglas, one of those few veterans on this Grand Canyon team, bringing her leadership to the table and also just showing her fearlessness.
Just two returning players for Grand Canyon. Edwards.
That's one thing I think that Joyce Edwards has worked on this season. Obviously, last season, she grew with every game, but showing that ability to knock down that mid-range jumper, like we talked about before, spreading out. Going to have to keep an eye on is taking care of the ball. You do not want to get South Carolina in an open floor situation.
Oh, the high arcing three goes
outside the three-point line. If you look at them, majority of their players are inside the three-point line in the half court.
Latson running the floor. Everyone in the starting lineup has scored for South Carolina. They lead 21-7. Latson has 8 of those 21 points.
As we called on here.
Sorry, John.
South Carolina's defense leading to offense.
They forced 5 turnovers as well. Looking to build on a 14-point lead. Edwards. the other way. Lamendola.
As you watch South Carolina play, a lot of good players being put under duress because of their pressure on the ball, as well as their pressure.
63% free throw shooter last season at Mississippi State, which did lead the SEC in field goal percentage. It's fourth in the nation, that category, 65%. Trying to come out and look good and compete with South Carolina. 3 seconds. And an air ball in the hands of Raven Johnson. Her fourth rebound. The hot start continues for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, this is the confidence that South Carolina needed. McKeer gets a wide open three in that regard.
Freshman guard from Thunder Bay, Ontario, got McKeer her first collegiate points. Man, no good. McDowell, now Johnson. Kyla McDowell, she'll swing it to McKeer. Another three. Off the mark, fight for the rebound. And a whistle. Freshman guard from Cypress, Texas. Averaged 19.2 points per game last season at Cypress Springs High School. Gets her first collegiate point from the line. Swiss Army knife type player, John, 3-level scorer. She can guard every position, bring size and athleticism to South Carolina.
So it makes her a matchup nightmare and applies the type of pressure that is right up Coach Staley's alley.
Mann, who's back in with 2 fouls. She's denied the block from McKeer. The Lopes swing it around. Jeffries on the drive. And one. They needed that. Anissa Jeffries. Oh, it's her first season in college basketball. She played for the Mexican national team. Mexico finished 7th FIBA Women's AmeriCup this past summer. USA, of course, was first. Joyce Edwards on Team USA. Beat Brazil in the final. A little too tall.
You talk about the exhibition against North Carolina. Things got a little sloppy in that fourth quarter where they took their foot slightly off the gas, and that is when her coaching hats come on even heavier because she wants to make sure that they are always locked in.
The three-pointer won't go for men. You wonder how you fill an 18,000-seat arena. So many schools are going smaller to get that feel. See the way she immersed herself in the community. She's someone who just moves the needle. Learning from 3 legends, John.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of folks don't know this, but he went to school for pre-med and ended up being on the scout team for Maryland under Coach Brenda Freese, and that's where he found his love for it.
Johnson now has 8 points for South Carolina. Jeffries working on Edwards. Instead, it's Mann.
Chloe Mann finally got a little bit of daylight. She hasn't had much against South Carolina, and that was still a tough shot. I'd say that Raven Johnson did everything she was supposed to do. She stunned it down and then closed out on Chloe Mann. Chloe Mann just made her pay with that small amount of space.
Another 3 for Raven Johnson. Lamendola over Latson. Can't hit. A rebound ripped down by Tessa Johnson. Johnson on the move. Pulls up and hits. Almost a turnover. And that goes for Sifa Ineza. Redshirt junior guard from Rwanda. She's a transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Trying to get it inside, but only 10 healthy. All 10 have played so far.
Yeah, and that's the thing about having 10 or 11 on the roster. And so now it's going to come down to that camaraderie, that synergy between the teams, between the players.
You know you're going to play. There's no disgruntled personalities at practice. You're not sitting behind 2 or 3 players at your position.
No,
you're the primary backup at your position.
It truly defines the next man up mentality.
And before the shot. So the 3 will count. 39-16 lead for South Carolina, Grand Canyon basketball.
And yeah, just so we know, I think that there was contact made before the shot went off, but it was about when the illegal contact was made before the shot went off. And so the illegal contact was not made until after the shot.
Counted for Chloe Mann. She'll head to the line looking for a 4-point play. Foul on Ocote, her first.
And you'll see Grand Canyon try to run sets to get Ocote outside of the three-point line, and she actually does a good job of moving her feet on the perimeter, but you will see smaller guards try to go at her, get her in foul trouble so they can get her out of the game.
7 fouls this quarter now for South Carolina. Grand Canyon, none. A ton of fouls in the first quarter. Johnson, good feed to Ocote.
That's a beautiful play.
Mann feeds Lamendola. Under 10. Mann in the corner. Shot no good. A rebound for Tessa Johnson.
It's great ball movement for Grand Canyon.
McKeers, contact. Whistle, in and out. She'll head to the line. McKeer hits the first. McDonald's All-American. Mount Verde Academy in Florida. 23-point lead for the Gamecocks. Ineza was deflected by Ocote. Almost a steal. Instead, it's Latson inside to Ocote. She converts.
And there's nothing you can do when Ocote catches it that deep.
Goes 6'6". Presence in the paint.
It's good that she's getting this type of playing time this early in the season. Provides great length at that 4 position. I mean, and then she will bring rim finishing.
These early games, John, opportunities for Coach Gandy to figure out his roster, find roles for players. Open, it's Latson.
Dawn Staley does a fantastic job with, especially at her guard play, is how to defend the perimeter and become A1 class defenders.
Mann was bumped. Foul will go against McKeer. 9 games with double-digit points. And though she got that award, John, Coach Gandy said, I don't really love preseason awards or honors because it's based on what people are reading.
Every single game to be able to actually accept that honor.
Played both the 1 and the 2 at Cincinnati. And this will go against the Gamecocks. 25-point lead for South Carolina. Douglas for 3. Got it. Fifth rebound for Raven Johnson. Tessa Johnson from behind the arc. Third South Carolina player with 11 points so far. Lamendola can't answer. Johnson stops and hits.
Beautiful footwork.
She has 13 points to lead all scorers. 10 in the second quarter. Mann. She's done it again.
I told you she can make shots, man. She knows how to do that. Was able to get just a little bit of space.
Coach Staley furious.
Yeah, you would think that could be landing space. That sometimes can be a judgment call. 13 points for Mann, leading the way for Grand Canyon. Latson won't go. Rebounds and one. Adele Tack. And that's one thing Adele Tack brings to the table is energy.
Tack, a redshirt sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas. 63% free throw shooter a season ago. Can't make good on the three-point play.
In that backcourt, really just finding each other, but also just taking advantage of what the defense is giving them. Right now, we have seen that Grand Canyon has given them a lot of space. Acknowledges that she is one of the primary shooters on that team. So they've given her a shorter leash on that perimeter.
Dow looking for Johnson. She's been hot. Kicks it out. Raven Johnson. Off the mark. Flying in for the offensive rebound and the putback. 26-point lead for the Gamecocks. Ineza working on Johnson. One's deflected. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. McDaniel, a nice move. Hits from behind the arc. Gamecocks 9 of 16 from 3 in this first half. Man goes down. Last opportunity for Zuniga. And that's how the half will end. Impressive performance. You know, I think you can make it difficult for them, but it's been the backcourt that's given Grand Canyon the most problems today.
Yeah, and I assume that they're going off of what happened against against North Carolina, where North Carolina showed you have to find a way to make sure that doesn't happen again. And part of that is making sure that you just put a lot of bodies in the paint.
Early in the third quarter, Tanaya Latson at the line. Makes the second. She's on the watch list this year. Fully man. Here's Lamendola. The floater is good.
Yeah, Lamendola, who is also looked at as one of those players that could be an offensive impact player because of her ability to shoot the ball, because of her ability to be a matchup nightmare for post players, because she is 6'1".
3 for 5 from the charity stripe tonight. Former ACC Rookie of the Year. Playing her senior season with South Carolina. Inez on the run. She'll pull it back. This is Jeffries. Guarded by Edwards. Gets help from Mann. Under 10, Ineza connects. Her 6th board. Looking inside to Edwards.
With Chloe Kitts being out this season, she's going to get more and more reps to be able to perfect that.
Douglas against Johnson. Oh, high off the glass.
To be able to get that ball and kiss it off the glass for a layup.
Picks up 6 inches. Tessa Johnson. There's Tessa inside for 2.
As you see, Tessa Johnson using her size to her advantage as well.
Zuniga makes her move. Now it's Carson. Rebound tracked down by Edwards. Johnson passed on the 3, pulls up from the foul line. Edwards rips away the rebound and feeds Okoth. Jeffries, stolen by South Carolina. Johnson to Latson. Easy recruiting pitch as well for South Carolina.
With how she develops, how she gets her teams better, it's not about just the individual things. It is about making sure that you are collectively a player that can not only make it to the league, but last in the league.
Latson drives baseline. Off the glass now. Foul called here. Back to action. Under 4 to go in the third quarter. Big lead for the Gamecocks over Grand Canyon. Edwards gets it inside. Okoth. She draws contact.
She was able to catch it and establish herself in the post, get one dribble, get to her spot, and get to the free throw line.
The guard play to complement the size inside. So our job is just to make them work for everything. A little frustrated with herself.
I've heard that she is her biggest critic.
Whistle that will go against Okote and the Gamecocks. She picks up her third. 30 games last year for Grand Canyon. Just one start.
Yeah, we talked about just that poise she brings to the table. She was a part of that championship team, Grand Canyon, last year. Tenacious defender, smart, high IQ guard.
Okote draws contact again.
Took that extra step, which is why the officials did not count it as a and-one opportunity.
Okote makes the first. Chloe Kitts is out for the season with a torn ACL, had surgery in October. Of course, with Ashlyn Watkins not playing as well, John, that's a combined 17 points and 14 rebounds that need to be replaced. Douglas with space. Malaysia Douglas, so well traveled, a couple years at the JUCO level. First team All-American, a year at Clemson, a year at Oklahoma State. Looking like she's thriving at Grand Canyon right now, John.
Yeah, it's all about fit, and she's been able to find that.
One of their starters, Juliana Lamandola, transfer from Indiana, has now fouled out. Said she and Chloe Mann were the ones that sort of separated themselves through the summer, through the preseason, as two players they're going to depend on.
Coach Gandy uses these types of games as precursors to their development, trying to get themselves prepared for their best version of competition in their tournament play, in their conference play.
Carly Johnson, now Jeffries. It's a pro move. Next steal here for Grand Canyon. What recovery from Joyce Edwards. She denies Valenti Paella. We'll take another look.
Yeah, that's one thing South Carolina does not do, is they do not give up on the play there. You see Joyce Edwards being smart instead of trying to go through her body.
Third block for the Gamecocks. Grand Canyon has 3 as well. Jeffries trying to get around Johnson with the reverse. Coach told us she could play 1 through 4. Edwards versatile as well. Had a travel call that will go against South Carolina. Still lead by 30. 10 seconds for Grand Canyon. They swing it around. Rebound for Dowda. Johnson up ahead to Edwards. She goes down. A foul call against Grand Canyon. Edwards 1 for 2 from the line so far. Now 2 for 3. All freshman team, all NCAA tournament team, all American honorable mention. For her to be that player and then some this year, John.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's got a lot on her shoulders for this upcoming season, having to step into more of an active role for the Gamecocks.
The heave from Jeffries won't go. And we're through 3.
Those rub actions that she's tried to do, where whether or not it's inadvertent or not, she's found a way.
Oh, Chloe Mann. It's only going to get better as the season goes on. It's been good the last couple of possessions. And one. Isla McDowell.
Yeah, Isla McDowell getting to a nice little pull-up jump shot, recognizing that the defender was in recovery mode and rose up over him and knocked down the midi.
McDowell, number 22 in the class of 2025. Competed for Brazil's under-18 national team. And finished the three-point play.
They've come out on the perimeter, made South Carolina have to show that they can shoot the ball, and then
Grand Canyon leading in the offensive rebounding category.
Yeah, I mean, they understand that they have not had many opportunities to score the ball, but if they can find a way to get more opportunities, they're going to crash, and what they've been doing is crashing 5 at the basket.
For a three-point play, and she gets it. Another offensive rebound, but that's denied by a Dale Sack. And now it's Latson who looks to push. Latson at the line. 3 for 6 tonight. 4 for 7. 118 straight weeks inside the AP top 10, the longest active streak. Finds Douglas. Man, a tough 2. Back iron. There's the length of Okote. McKeer to get it to Edwards. Friday against Bowling Green. We'll have that, John, at 7 p.m. And the rivalry matchup with Clemson.
Yeah, should be some great games for South Carolina to neutralize what's happening in the paint.
The Gamecocks go down. Attack. Rips it away, goes down again. Jump ball's called. 37-point lead for the Gamecocks. Here finds an open sack. Tessa Johnson pulls up, rattles it in. 10 seconds for Wright. Now it's Douglas. Guarded by the much taller Sack. Douglas been so tough all night. Draws the foul. 3 for 4 from the line so far tonight. Lefty hits them both. Edwards carves a path inside.
She is capable. This is what we're talking about. That the potential for her could lead to huge games and being one of those dominant interior players. And she could serve as a matchup discrepancy depending on what position she plays, because she's also capable of playing that 3 position.
Johnson's been so good. 19 points for Tessa Johnson. Right, looking to get on the score sheet. Picks up her first college point. One of 2. Edwards with the rebounds. He can dribble out the clock. There they go in the books. As a 94-54 victory, South Carolina wins by 40 on opening night. They continue to put up impressive numbers at home, John.